Ready? Is everyone ready to go? Happy? Ready? Belly?
Well, a tight turnaround. Can you tell us how is everyone, in particular how's Blair?
Blair's okay. He's not too bad. He's actually gone for the scan as we speak now, so we're waiting regards to the news on that. But same as he always is. Like I said yesterday, he's in good spirits. So yeah, we'll wait and see what the outcome is of that.
Just have a look at your team. Last opportunity, I guess.
Well, it isn't. It isn't the last opportunity, you would say, for the first test you're talking about. But you know, this is a 3-game series that takes a whole squad to compete and keep competing throughout and up until the final whistle of the 3rd test. So these guys who get to take the field on Saturday. We've literally just come out of a meeting now and rushed down here to see you guys. And the message is: this is the most important game of the tour. It has to be, not just because it's a week out from a test match, because it's the next one. And whenever you put a Lions jersey on, that's the respect that you have to live up to.
In terms of your position, you talked a lot about Super Rugby. What's this like to prepare for? Is it kind of an unknown?
Well, I mean, you know, we know the coaches and we know the players individually and collectively from the Reds or from Waratahs or from New Zealand. You know, I suppose a lot of the lads have played against them before, but as a unit, how they gel together, obviously there's a little bit of unknown there. But I mean, the reality is, when you look at the side, it looks like a formidable side, doesn't it? That's going to be hard to stop. Thanks.
And you think it might have a bit of a barbarian feel to it, this game?
I don't think as much as that. I think this, you know, I think there'll be, certainly knowing Les and Ian Foster, etc. How they'll prepare the team will be very thorough, and I'm sure that they'll be preparing them to play some obviously good rugby, but at the same time winning rugby. So the side that they picked is very strong and able to do that.
And Owen on the bench, speaking to Johnny a couple of days ago, he said he's almost further ahead of where you would expect a player to be because of his experience. Has it been easier to get him up to speed for this game, even though he only joined fairly recently?
Well, he's the same as everyone else who's had to get up to speed pretty quickly. You know, everyone had to at the start, obviously, and then a few's come in since. I think the art at this stage of the tour is mentally being as switched on as you possibly can for all, not just the lads who are new to the group, because of the nature of the preparation. So there's not that much training that you can do. Again, we're at a captain's run tomorrow, and that's the preparation for this game. But you know, all the learnings are from the video of the games, etc. And that's the nature of where we're at.
Quite an achievement, though, to be playing on his 4th tour.
Oh, well, I mean, you know, he's I suppose lucky enough to play when he was very young, and you know, you need the stars to align, I would have thought, as far as that concerned. When your first one starts, I suppose it allows you to have a look in at that type of thing.
And just finally, I appreciate that the scan's happening now, but given that you've had more time and you have your own professional medical staff, have you got a sense of how serious Blair's injury might be?
No, a sense of whether it's going to be long term or shortish term. I don't think it's as bad as what could have been. You know, it was something innocuous, really, just a rugby accident that was unfortunate. So yeah, fingers crossed when we get back to the hotel that we get some good news.
There's point of view, how much of an opportunity does this give?
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity. I think every game is an opportunity. but obviously the way the lads went on Wednesday, and this being the last game before the test, it's an opportunity for us to put in a performance as a squad, and obviously individually then it's our last opportunity before the first test to put our hand up and make Andy's decision much more difficult to come team selection next week.
How are you going to do the captaincy? Obviously, it's a new enough for Munster.
Yeah, look, it's a huge honour. There's an incredible amount of leaders within this squad, so people aren't afraid to speak up and say what needs to be said at times. So there's not as much of a burden on you, that's for sure. It's but as I said, it's a huge honour for me to lead out this team, and looking forward to it again.
And again, nothing new for you, but getting second round blindside, how have you managed learning all that?
Yeah, look, it's just part of it. It's part of these types of tours. I'm lucky enough to be able to play more than one position, and I'm very happy to play either one if I'm on the field. That's the main thing. It's six is probably something I haven't played that much over the last couple of years, and you kind of just have to do your best to get up to speed as you can, and it's only natural for me to feel a bit more comfortable in the role because it's where I've played all my rugby with Munster, and I suppose it was back in November before I was playing six, but started to get grips with it again. But looking forward to be back in the role again.
Just finding it's a family role, or how extra special is that? When you get that chance.
Yeah, no, really. As I said, my three sisters live over in Australia, so it's been interesting. We've been to Brisbane, where my sister lives in the Gold Coast, Sydney, where one of her sisters lives, and actually my third sister lives here in Adelaide. So we've gotten to all the destinations, which has been pretty cool, and there'll be plenty of them there come Saturday.
He says pretty cool, but he's been whinging all the way in the car here about price of tickets that he's had to fork out for, so he's got a hefty bill.
Yeah, it's been fair.
And the back row was emphasised your point about all the stuff on the back row. What do you want you take whatever you want to squad?
Yeah. Yeah, I know where you're going. Yeah. Well, I suppose, case in point, if we're saying on Saturday, this fella's a second row, his point of difference is the breakdown. So I think things have changed a little bit in the recent past in regards to back row per se, in regards to dominating the breakdown. I think, we've got quality breakdown people both sides of the ball within our squad. So that's that. In regards to interpretation and the breakdown in general, look, has it ever been any different in Australia? I mean, we was lucky enough in the third test in 2013 to get one of the best breakdown players ever to unfortunately for him and Australia leave the field through injury, etc. So look at the people who's followed him in regards to scavengers on the floor making a menace of the breakdown. But we know that the story keeps on building the more pressure that there is there. And it's good for us. That's where we're at. It sharpens the mind. It sharpens our focus going into different games. The reality of the Wednesday game, I suppose, was a spillover from the Tadhg game, and Stephen Larkham rightly said that. But the reality of that is they gave away 6 penalties at the breakdown for contesting illegally in the referee's eyes, and there's 1 or 2 decisions that are always going to be questionable on top of that, and we were able to score points off the back of that. So we just need to keep obviously sharpening our eye in our carry and our cleaners, and making sure that we're not completely overcommitting at the breakdown. Otherwise, we can't play the game that we want to do. So we need to get better at it, because it's only going to keep coming thick and fast, isn't it? You know, so we think we've got solutions for that. There's a meeting that we've just had just before we came here. It's always going to be ongoing like that. Such an important part of the game.
Andy, it seems to me that yesterday Marrow spent most of his time following the ref around the field, trying to find a clarification. Clarity. Are you allowed to speak to, for instance, the referee on Saturday to get clarity about where you stand in the breakdown? Are you allowed to speak to him before the game?
Quick enough turnarounds, and you know, we know that how it's been so far in regards to the similar type of match officials. So we've had chats along the way, whether it be feedback from the referees in regards to their game and how they saw the game, or our feedback to them. Some of the feedback is obviously coming the day before the game, so therefore you're waiting for that, and some of the chats are happening just before kickoff, really. So you're always trying to get clarification on things, and you know what, the referees are pretty open about it, and my message is on all of this, and it always has been in the game: just referee the game. Just referee the game. We as a team, if we're having to be managed as a team, we're out of order. We should be penalised. So I just think that sometimes in and around all that, a positive play is we want to play fast, and everyone says that. But obviously, the nature is defensively to slow it down. But it can't be slowing it down 3 or 4 seconds later than it should be, just because it's managed. If it's wrong, it should be penalised, and that's only fair.
You think, Andy, that consciously or subconsciously the referees now see you as ill-disciplined at the breakdown? Is that a possibility?
Us? I thought it was the opposite that we was just talking about.
Yeah, but in terms of breakdown.
No. A challenge of ill-discipline. I don't think. No, it was lack of urgency. I would have thought in the Tadhg game or whatever. I thought we put a lot of that right. I don't think we're ill-disciplined at the breakdown. Far from it.
Well, about referencing individual reference, what would you say the difference in interpretation?
Of course.
Northern Hemisphere when it comes to breakdown in terms of allowing the jump.
Yeah. Well, you say interpretation. Sometimes it happens so quick that people just miss it, and you know, everyone's human, so we get that. We're just after the trends, really, and the feedback allows us to get on the same page of what they see fit or not.
Okay, we're happy enough in this section, so we'll shut down the live section, part written word. That's okay.